Welcome. Thanks. We back for another one. Yours truly, Clever, here with Clever Combos. So on this one, it's going to be pretty in-depth and serious. I want to talk about um, being broken down to get your breakthrough. So let's unravel that and unpack that. There's a lot here. A lot of us, we go through our own struggles in life where we are really broken down spiritually, financially, mentally, physically, like we're broken down. And sometimes we just question life, question God, like, why me? Why me? Why am I going through all these struggles and so forth? Sometimes, like I said in previous videos, there needs to be a real self-reflection, self-assessment on why some of these things are happening. Some can be truly self-inflicted. We doing things, we running with the wrong crowds, or we're listening to incorrect advice, and then we just doing what we think is our motive and our goal to get us to whatever goal we're trying to get to, and it's incorrect. And we keep repeating the same process and the same struggles over and over, and we're broken down. So when I reference, being broke down to get your breakthrough, as you all know, you've probably heard the phrase, or you've seen people, in your life, and you're like, man, like we just labeled them, just can't get right for whatever reason. And sometimes people have to go through some real difficult, tough times. I'm saying, like, you have to hit rock bottom to get a renewal of your mind, a renewal of your focus, and ultimately find a breakthrough. So, as we all are navigating through life, trying to figure life out and, get to the next level and just maneuver, we got to learn the tests, the trials that we're going through, and remember those hardships so we won't continue to repeat the same cycles over and over. It just has me thinking, I got a homeboy, right? You know what I'm saying? And he going through some marriage issues. And I think I know that there is definitely attack on marriages during this time season. The demonic force, the enemy is running very heavy and rampant during the season. I know a number of folks, they are going through it. Anyways, I'm referencing my boy. He's finished up a counseling session with his wife, and he's going through some issues and so forth. And he's like, I'm just ready to communicate and talk so we can get past this. And I was like, okay, I hear you. On the same note, I'm like, everything that you're going through is happening for a reason. God doesn't make things happen by happenstance or by coincidence. So I said, clearly there's something you need to gain and get out of this that you need to learn from. He's like, oh, what you talking about, man? What you think I haven't got something out of this? It's a lesson. Said it 100%. 100% there's a lesson in it. No matter what we go through, God is always teaching, showing us something. There's going to be a lesson in our test. And if we don't get that lesson for whatever reason, we'll continue to repeat the lesson time and time again and again until we pass the test. Even in the worst of situations, like there's a death, you're losing somebody, whereas physically you lost somebody like a loved one, or let's say you've separated from a partner, a spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever the case may be, knowing that they may be physically alive, but, part of your heart is torn out, you feel broken. And, I say all that to say, because even in the midst of hurt, brokenness, we do have strength within Christ, and I'll continue to lean on that, so I want to encourage you, through the midst of it all, know that, you can get a stronger, deeper prayer life and connect with God, and he'll see you through. So it won't be all peaches and cream and this just sunny walk all the time. You're going to go through some real battles, some real hardships, some tough times, but you got to keep persevering and keeping that faith and hope. So in the midst of brokenness, like I do believe that sometimes God breaks us. He breaks us down because we get to a point where we get desperate. Like when you reach that rock bottom, I don't know, who I'm talking to, but if you ever hit rock bottom, talking about like homelessness, I'm broke, like you don't got no money, no two nickels to rub together. You out here like hurting, struggling, and you're trying to figure out a way. Sometimes God will be teaching you something, and that's his only method, a way to get him for you to draw closer to him. So when we get broken down and we don't have nobody else to turn to, I know there's been times, videos like this, you watch it and you're like, man, nobody understands my struggle. I'm just going through it. Like, I feel like this attack, this struggle I'm going through, yeah, people go through stuff, but I don't know nobody who's like suffering and doing down bad like I am. I'm going through it. I don't got nobody to talk to, nobody to vent to. People think I'm crazy. Ain't nobody listening to me. I'm losing my mind. I'm hurt right now. And when you get sometimes to that low point in your life of you being broken, that's where the work is happening. That's the transformation part. You know what I'm saying? That's the part where the healing and the restoration, because you don't have nothing else to lean and turn to, but you got to will that strength up. You got to, get prayed up and start rebuilding. You're already at the bottom, so the only other place you can go is up. So you got to continue to put in the work. So that's the beauty of the I guess you could say the dark side or the downside of being broken. You know what I'm saying? I think about it like, I'm an athlete, those that know me, I be in the gym putting in work, bodybuilding, lifting, play ball a lot. And this was 2022, March 6th of 2022. I broke my Achilles tendon, tore my Achilles tendon playing ball. It was in a men's league, adult league. You know what I'm saying? I'm at the top of the key, I'm doing my thing. I'm dribbling, about to break left. And thought I was about to go right, and I just collapsed. And anybody that's torn Achilles, it's like the same story. We seen Klay Thompson, KD. You turn around, you didn't think like, man, nigga done zoom jetted that ball at me, man. Like, man, who hit me? Like, somebody done kicked the mess out of my ankle, my heel. What's going on? And you look around and you don't see nobody. You like, yo, what in the world? So when that happened to me, I tried to get up and I'm all wobbly and shaky. It was just a crazy experience. And, fast forward, come to find out I tore it. And those, I had to get surgery and everything. And during that process, it was about, 4 to 6 months of rehab. So I was more in a position where I can walk. I had the boot and everything. But that was a low time for me. That was in the pandemic. I got the stressors of being in, a provider, a father, a husband. I got work responsibilities. I'm trying to run the businesses, get those off the ground. I'm trying to weight train. I'm trying to do so much. And I just got broken down to a point where, I couldn't do nothing. I felt like I had no support. Nobody could understand. I had some support here and there, but like it was a tough time where I just felt broken down. But through the process, as I'm getting better and going through the process, I realized there was a lesson in that process. I had to, in a sense, get broken down so I could break through, so I can get to my breakthrough. So for those that's wondering, like, when things gonna get better, sometimes you got to go through the ugly, the hard, the rough times so you can get your breakthrough, so you can break through it. So during that midst of, during that season of my life, like I said, it was rough. It was real, that those type of setbacks and lead you to a depression. I wasn't quite at a depressed state, but I had a lot of down moments, and I'm just trying to keep my mind positive and build through. And it was just frustrating, and it was tough. So what I gathered over the course of time, fast forward, is that God was trying to break me down and slow me down because I was all over the place. I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that, and I don't really have no alignment, no vision. I'm not really hearing and doing what he's called me to do. Spread the word and be a voice for the people, for the muted people. Just be a breath of fresh air, a light, you know. And I'm all over the place trying to do so many things at once that in order for him to get my attention, he had to slow me down, stop me, and break me down. And, it's been times like for those, if you're watching this and you've been broke, you ain't had no bread in your pocket, nothing, you're not even living paycheck to paycheck. You paycheck to a few days, and then after a few days, you hurting and struggling, praying that you can even survive to the next paycheck. I've been there. I know the struggle, but some of those broken times ultimately transform and cultivate and mold you who you are, who you need to be. So, and when the message here is, as you're going through your hardships and your struggles, just know, like, whatever it is, it could be a relationship, family, romantic partner that you with. Sometimes some things got to be broken in order for things to change. My daughter, beautiful little mama, 4 years old, she has said something so profound and prophetic, just like the last week or so. And my wife told me, and I was like, what? So she had her say it again. She was like, when things are broke, you have to fix it. And as simple as that sounds, for her 4-year-old self to say, no, I'm sorry, let me rephrase this. This is what she said. She said, God told her that when things are broke, you have to fix it. So that was just so deep and profound, because I'm like, all right, what you saying here? Like, there's a lot of things that we all are going through. We got brokenness in our hearts, brokenness from our childhood trauma, brokenness that we've seen in our parents and our caregivers, our guardians. We got a lot of brokenness that we need to fix it. That's that restoration and healing part. So if you really want to break through and break through the wall and push through, you're going to have to go through some resistance, some hard times. Push through that. Trust me. Trust me. Like, anything worth having is worth putting in the work for. Nobody that's truly gained a level of success didn't go through it without some resistance, some pushback, some hardships, and broken, some breakdown. Sometimes it's okay. We just got to have a moment and break down, whether you weeping, you crying, you going through whatever it is, break down so you can get your breakthrough. So let this message, this word sit with you. It's okay. We're going to have our seasons where we're going to be up. We have our seasons where we down, but appreciate each season. Now, I'm in a space now in my life, like literally the 4 seasons of life, even though I'm a summer's baby, I appreciate them because they bring something different each season. And it just shows you literally how life works. Like, you can have it be in a season of sowing and sowing and sowing and reaping. And sowing. And then you're trying to ready for your season of reaping and harvest. Right now, I'm still putting in the work. I'm sowing my seeds. I'm putting in the work. But I know through these difficult, hard times, my harvest is coming. I see it. I believe it. That breakthrough is right there. It's right through. It's got to bust through the wall, but I can't lose hope. You can't lose hope. Keep pushing. No excuses. Make it happen and embrace the breakdown so you can break through and ultimately change your life, your trajectory, your family's life. Break down, break some chains, break some curses, and get your breakthrough. It's right there. It's yours for the taking. Embrace it, go through it, learn your lessons, and be a testimony to change somebody else's life. If this resonated with you, put something in the comment. Let me know. Give this a like. Give this a like, a share, a comment. Get this out to somebody else that's been broken down, that needs looking for their breakthrough as well. So until the next one, this is Clever with Clever Combos, and I appreciate you rocking with me. We're going to keep making it happen. No excuses.
6 letters is nothing better. Okay, Clever.